and unmute your mic to speak when you wish to. Only you can mute your mic. And the other thing, in the first class, it's nice you write your name so that I'll be seeing your names. Others here. So I don't know you with the name Xiaomi. It's also be necessary that you write your name on the chat box. Please mute your mic if you're the one disturbing. Okay, so for today's class, we shall be focusing on what I already said. Parts, elements, and attributes. I hope you can see my screen now. If you can see, just unmute your mic and say.
Yes, I can.
You can see. All right. So
I can see your screen, sir.
All right. So it's good you take notes. This is what we shall be discussing in details. Now, as a recap of our last class, in the last class, we talked about introducing this course, how we can set up our coding environments, and then displaying it using the live server, displaying our codes using the live server. Now, I want to presume that all of us here who followed at least by asking after the last class or who participated actively within the last class have been able to install live server on our systems and that we can load our codes using the live server. All right, that having been said, let's quickly talk about what this class is. Remember, for the previous class, I already said I need your active participation. I shall be asking questions and I would need you also to answer at intervals. Innocent Joel, you're also welcome to this class. I think I'm just seeing you for the first time. Gabriela Kerele, you're welcome. Thanks for joining. And then others who are joining and going off. Okay. Oluwalawo Paul. I don't know if I pronounce that name very well. Can you unmute your mic and just help me pronounce that name? Paul, can you hear me? Since Paul cannot hear me. Okay.
I can hear you.
All right. I wish to know if you can tell me what HTML means. Please tell us what HTML means.
Please sorry, what you say?
I asked, what is the meaning of HTML?
HTML. The meaning of HTML. Sorry, I'll for my side.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Hello?
Go on. We can hear you. Please.
I don't know. I'm not hearing it. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I asked what the HTML stands for. What's the meaning? Maybe Paul is not.
Hello?
Paul, can you hear me?
Please, hello, please. Hello, can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you. Just go on.
I can hear you. I'm hearing you.
Yes, I can hear
Hello,
you.
sir.
Eugene, you are welcome.
What's the meaning of what?
Can I give you the answer? Okay, sir.
Joel, go on. Joel, go on. You can wait, Paul. Let Joel answer for
Of
us.
HTML. Okay. The meaning of HTML is hypertext markup language. Hello, sir.
I heard what you said. Can you repeat it? Can you say it again?
Hello, sir.
Can you say it again, Eugene? I heard you.
Hypertext markup language.
Okay.
You're wrong.
So Chima, can you hear me? Is he
Eh?
correct? So Chima, did you hear what Joel said? Is he correct?
I said hypertext markup language.
It's okay, Joel. I heard you. It's okay, Joel. I'm trying to confirm something. Okay? So Chima, tomorrow are you with us? Tomorrow, John. Since you're not close. All right. Okay, so Chima, I'm asking if Innocent is correct with what he said.
Makeup. Yeah, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Because I wanted to ask him if he said makeup or backup, but okay.
So Chima,
Sir?
I can't hear you clearly. Can you be audible?
Can you hear me, sir?
Emmanuel Peter, are you the one talking?
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. Is it Eugene
I
that
said,
is
can you
speaking?
hear me, sir?
I can hear you. I can hear you, Eugene.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Emmanuel Peter.
No. Okay. He said makeup. Is it makeup or markup?
All right, that is what I want you guys
He
to
said
correct.
makeup language. Is it
The
makeup
correct
or
term, the correct
markup?
meaning is markup, all right? He said makeup, but the correct is markup. So Joel Innocent, I wish you take notes now. You can correct that it is not makeup, but markup as M-A-R-K with hyphen U-P. So it's markup language and not makeup. All right. Why I ask that is that you cannot begin to talk about the basic structure of what you don't know. Foundation destroyed, you know what you know the rest. So it's good you know the foundation upon which we are building our layout. Now today, as you see on this screen, we are going to be talking about basic HTML structure, focusing on tags, elements, and attributes. Focusing on tags, elements, and attributes. Now, I wish you open your VS Code so that you'll be on the same page. You could see my VS Code is here, showing index.html. In the last class, I asked us to create a folder. Inside that folder, I expect to see these three folders: CSS, HTML, and image. Maybe we will still add JavaScript. If you have added it now, no problem. But if you want to add it now, you can just do that by clicking this point. And if you have none of these folders now, you need to create them immediately so that we'll be on the same page. And don't forget, ask questions when you seem confused or when you do not know the next thing to do. All right, just raise your hand or call my attention so that we'll clarify such terms and confusion. I hope we are good to go now. Now, the basic HTML structure begins with the declaration. The declaration Remember that everything we do is usually inside this left, the less than sign and then the greater than sign. The less than sign and the greater than sign. So while I write it, you see this doc type appear. You type it complete, beginning with the exclamation mark and then doc type. As it is appearing here, you can just press enter. Once you press enter, it will complete it for you. We are having this complete effect because we are using what? VS Code. Remember in the previous class, I told you that you can as well write your codes with other text editors such as Microsoft Word. You can as well write it with Notepad. You can as well write it with many other text editors. But the most important thing is that you have to save it with the file extension name .html. .html. Now, after writing this declaration, which is the doc type, the next thing is to write the environment upon which our layout will be built. Upon which our layout will be built, which is HTML. So, HTML is the root element. It is the root element. Now, the less than sign, I write HTML. I could just complete it by closing it using this or press enter when that HTML appeared, and this autofill or autocomplete will create the closing tag for me. Please, I hope you are following. I want you to unmute your mic and say that, yes, let me be sure I'm speaking to someone. All right. Gabriel Kerele, are you with us? I hope you are listening. Chiweze, are you still here? Emmanuel Peter, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can hear you.
All right. So this, as I said, since you can hear
Hello,
me.
sir.
Okay, go on, Kemi.
Yes, sir. Are you working on it? Did you create a new folder for this you are doing?
You can continue with the folder you created in our last class. Mine, the folder I have here is just the folder I created. I created it as developers. The name of the folder is developers. Maybe your own is web development. I think that's what you use in creating the folder. So,
I have a folder on my project. I have HTML. I have CSS.
All right. Now I expect what I'm doing now, I expect you do it inside the HTML folder.
The HTML, okay.
Yes. Click inside the HTML folder and then click on this new file.
Okay, new file under HTML.
Yes.
If I click on new file under HTML, I'm going to create a new folder.
Not a new folder. Inside that HTML, once you click on this new file, you will see a box appearing for you to type the name of the file you want to create.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Now you can type it as this index.html. If you already have index, if you had index, you can name it as maybe home.html or any other name you want to name it as.
All right. Thank you.
I hope others are on the same page. Okay, let's go on. I wanted to ask Oluwalo Paul. I don't know if I pronounce that name very well. Please correct me. Paul, I want to come back to you. Can you hear me, Paul? You can unmute your mic and talk. Maybe Paul is having network issues. Okay, you are here. Paul, I want to ask. Hope you can hear me now.
Yeah, I can hear you.
You are seeing my screen, right?
Yeah, I'm still watching.
This doc type, what did I call it? What did I say it is?
Doc type.
Yes, this doc type HTML. What did I say it is?
I'm just joining. I did not hear that part. I was not with my phone.
All right. Please just pay attention. I just wish everyone is carried along. I said it is used for declaration. Use it to declare. You can see that having this exclamation mark. You are using it to declare that you want to work or you are working on a HTML file. And the HTML you are seeing here is the root element. It is inside the HTML that all other elements will be embedded. Now remember, look at what you have here. I said we are working on tags, elements, and attributes. Tags, elements, and attributes. Now, what are tags? Tags are these keywords you see inside the less than sign and greater than sign that looks like a bracket. These keywords you are seeing here, like the doc type, the HTML. The next one, which is another tag we are going to write, is head. Now, all this while I've been telling you, you use the less than sign and greater than sign to write it. Dear students, I want you to understand this. Because we are working on VS Code, you can just type the name of the tag. And if it is a name of a known tag, as I typed head now, if I press enter, it is going to create both the opening tag and the closing tag for me. Now, let me explain opening tag so that you understand. I press enter and you see both of them created. Now, in this first part, this head is the opening tag. This head here is the closing tag. How do we know the closing tag? It is this tag that has this backslash, this slash, or forward slash, not backslash now. The backslash looks like this. This way. But this is forward slash you are seeing. So the closing tag is always denoted with this forward slash. Let's go on. Another tag that is very important that you must know that is usually inside this HTML root element is body. I hope you are typing with me. So you no longer need to use the less than sign or greater than sign to write first. Just type the body and it will create the body tag for you. Emmanuel Peter, are you with me? Hope you can hear me.
Yes, sir.
All right. Joel, I hope you are here. Eugene, are you still here? Akerele Gabriel, hope you can hear me. All right. I presume Sochima and Kemi are here and are also following. All right, let's go on. Now, the heading tag, it contains some important information that usually appear on the title of your page. Now, supposing we open a website. Let me see if I can open a site for your viewing pleasure. Okay, supposing I open this website, you are seeing this website here. This is a simple restaurant website that I developed. This part is known as header. I already said that before in the video you watched. This part is known as the hero section. These parts are different sections of the web page. Okay, and then this is also another section. I went back to this file so that I will show you. This is where everything you do on the head appears. This title part. Then everything you do on the body appears from this part, from the header down to the footer. Everything you do on the header down to the footer appears within the body tag. Now let's go back to the VS Code. So inside this heading tag, which I say it contains some relevant information such as title and meta information. we use it to display, first of all, title. We have title tag. Inside this title tag, I want us to name this for today's tutorial, today's lecture. We shall be naming this my first web page. I hope you are writing with me, my first web page. Now, we use this body tag to display the content of our page. We use it to display the content of our page. Now, the content could contain other tags, such as H1 is one of the heading tags we know. Let's write heading 1, or to make a meaningful sentence, we could write inside it, my name is, just write your own name. My name is Gabitech. So whatever it is, you write as your name. Then let's use H2. It's also another heading tag. We could use it to write, I am an enthusiastic web developer. Enthusiastic web developer. All right. Then another tag I want you to know about is paragraph tag. Using P, it is denoted with P. So you could write here, I am learning, or my hobby, my favorite animal, whatever it is, I am learning still web development. All right. At this point, I want us to display our page so that we can see it. Remember, you can right-click and then you see Open with Live Server. Open with Live Server. It opens automatically with, for me, it opens with Microsoft Edge, which is what you are seeing here. My name is Gabitech. I'm an enthusiastic web developer. I'm learning web development. Now, I would want you to see how you can divide your screen. I didn't say you should physically break your screen. No. I didn't say you should physically divide your laptop screen or desktop screen. So just copy this as I copied mine. I mean this URL that I highlighted. Then I will go to the Google Chrome, which is the browser I want to use in loading this. Okay. So I use Google Chrome. I paste it here, and then it opens the same way. Now I would like to be sharing my screen, both the VS Code as well as the web page to be displayed at the same time. So this is how I do it. I hope you are following. If you haven't gotten to this point, please let me know. It's good you know how to share your screen like this, dividing your screen into two, so that you can be seeing your code as well as the output of your code at the same time. At the same time. So Chima, can you hear me? I haven't heard your voice since.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, and I hope you're following even to this point. Gabriel Akerele, I've actually asked you to speak up before now. You haven't spoken. I've heard Emmanuel Peter's voice.
I'm here. Good afternoon.
All right, yeah. All right, you're welcome. Now, I want also to show you the shortcuts to type in this basic structure so that you just do it and continue working with other things you need to do, modifying your web page. So the shortcut to it is this, which you must have seen in the video I told you to watch. You hold the shift key and then press 1. Hold the shift key, press 1. You remember I highlighted the entire page so that I will begin creating this from the scratch. So that thing, the shift key or the command I pressed, once you press the shift +1, press enter or tab, it will generate this basic structure for you. It is now left for you to change this title from documents to whatever it is. And for this course, I said we're going to change it to my first web page. As simple as that. Now, we've been talking about tags, and it's also good you know, in HTML, we are surrounded with numerous tags. We are surrounded with numerous tags. So, we have tags that appear automatically as block elements and tags that appear as inline elements. Now, this leads me to talking about elements. Remember, the topic for today's course is this you're seeing here. Tags, elements, and attributes. At the end of this course, I expect you to be very much acquainted with what tags are, what elements are, and what attributes are. You would be able, at the end of today's course, to at least begin a portfolio website of your own. A portfolio website talks about creating a website that is like, you know, a CV. I hope you know what CV means, curriculum vitae. Yeah, you know, writing about yourself. You could do that, build a website that will talk about you, that will write a lot about you. Okay, so let's go back to the work. In the body, remember the first thing I say we're going to use is maybe the heading tag, H1, H2, H3, till H6. Let's say we write it so you see how all of them appears. This is heading 1. You could be seeing the output of my web page. Heading 1. Remember, at this point, you don't need to use the less than sign and the greater than sign again. Just type the name of the tag. I'm changing this to H2. So this is heading 2. And you see how it appears. Then another is H3. You are seeing how all of them, it is reducing in size. H1 and H2 are not the same in size. And then look at H3. Heading 3, H4, heading 4, H5, heading 5, H6, heading 6. It's good, you know, we don't have H7. If you type it, you won't see anything like that. And there's no H8. So, apart from this heading tag, we now have paragraph, which is P. So once you write P and press enter, it generates this opening and closing tags for you. It's also good I let you know we have what we know as void tags. Void tags. Maybe at this point, I'm going to ask someone to tell me, since you guys watched the video tutorial that is on the YouTube. So please, Kemi, can you tell me what you understand as void tags? Olua Kemi, can you hear me? You can unmute yourself and speak. Let's give you some time. I hope you are here. Maybe your system is still hanging. Oluwakim is not here. Okay, Chiweze, can you tell us what are void tags since you watched the video? Mark Victor, we are listening to you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, please go on. Just tell us, what do you understand as void tags?
Well, I can't really say I don't know much about. I don't know anything about it. I don't think I encountered it in the video.
Really? Okay. All right. That's good. At least it sets me a better direction to explain it better. Okay. I just wish others are also paying attention. Paul, hope you can hear me. Hello, Paul. Hope you can hear me. Paul seems to be inactive. Okay. So, Chim, are you here with us? Hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear
All
you.
right. All right, Paul. Okay. Oluwakemi seems not to be back yet. Okay. Now, void tags are tags that do not have closing tags. There are those tags that do not have closing tags. For example, this declaration tag of doc type you are seeing here, it does not have a closing tag like head, like HTML, like body. This is a closing tag for body. This is a closing tag for HTML. All these ones you are seeing at the end here with this forward arrow, forward slash are closing tags. Another example is this meta tag. The meta you are seeing here is used to set our device. We use this meta viewport to set the device so that it is adaptable to any screen size that you are using to view it. And your element on the web page could display properly. All right. So another example of void tags that we are going to use within the body of this class is image. And that is the tag we use in loading images on our web page. We use that tag to load images on our web page. An example of that is, okay, that tag is img. Remember, it is not image. Remember, it is not imag. It is what? Img. So once you type it, the VS Code understands it as a known tag. And once you press enter, it creates the tag for you. It creates this tag for you. Now, let me not skip the thing I already said before about elements. What are elements? Now, elements is the full structure, beginning from this HTML, beginning from the opening tag to the closing tag. The content, what you have from the opening tag to the closing tag is an element. So when I'm telling you to load using H2 element or load an element using H2, load an element using H3, load an element using P tag, load an element using, load an image element, you should already know what I want you to do. So everything you have on the web page is an element. Like this heading one you are seeing displaying here is an element that is displayed using H1 tag. So every thing on the web page is seen to be an element. And those elements, they appear to be a box on their own within a reasonable environment, within a location. Element occupies a specific space on the web page. I hope you understand that now. Elements, they occupy a specific space on the web page. All right. So this is a H1 element, this is a H2 element, this is a H3 element, and so on. Now, for this P, I want us to, from the VS Code has automatic message that it prompts when you type lorem. When you type lorem, you are seeing that lorem appear. Once I press enter, you see the message is generates appear here. This message is written in Latin. Lorem ipsum dolor sit amet conceptor, and so on and so forth. So this is in Latin. It may not make meaning to you if you do not understand this language, but it's a meaningful sentence. It's a question that is asking. All right, so this appears the way it is, even if I come to this place and break it, even if I press enter, it does not change anything here. It does not change how it appears on the web page. But if I want it to change, there is another tag I could use. That tag is known as BR, breaking tag, BR. For instance, I come to the end of this place and write BR. Oluwakemi, I hope you are here, you are back. Can you hear me now? Seems you are not back yet. Who else is here that I haven't heard? Gabriel, can you hear me? Akerele Gabriel, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right, thank you. Thank God you're following. So once you press this BR, once you write it, is a breaking tag. Press enter. Watch what happens on the web page. You could see I've broken this line. The next line has begun on the next, beneath the first one, because I used this breaking tag. So this is another tag you also need to know. It does not have a closing tag as well. Perhaps if I also come to this point and break it here by adding the BR. So I type BR and press enter. You also see it broke the line after exercitazione. You are seeing it here. So that's the way it is. All right. Even without me breaking it on the VS Code, it's already broken on the web page. You could see the importance of the break tag. Whether it's broken on the VS Code or not, once you use the BR tag, it creates another line from where it is inserted. Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. Another tag I would want you to know here is HR tag. This HR means horizontal line. Horizontal line. Just watch what happens on the web page when I press enter. You are seeing the line it creates. Supposing you want to create line between each section or each element on the web page, you would want to create a horizontal line after H1. You could do that. You could see the line here after H1. And if you want to do it after H2, I can write it in this same line here and it will still work. I hope you guys are following, because in HTML, the amount of space you write do not even matter. If I keep pressing enter, you are not seeing it happening on the web page. The amount of space, even if I write something here, it does not add those line of space or those number of spaces I have on my VS Code. You do not see it here. So that is it. These spaces, they do not matter in HTML, but it's good for you who is a coder to give these spaces so that your work will not be clumsy. Your work will not be muddled up. Now, I want you to know also about commenting. I want to let you know about commenting. Okay? So it's good you learn it at this point. When you write a comment, it is for user experience. The user who is using the website you developed. It is for the person's easy experience, easy navigation of the page. When the person inspects your web page, he knows that, okay, this is a comment you wrote here, that this line is for this, or this section represents this. Let me just do that now so that you see what I'm talking about. So, supposing in the body of this page, I have a header, because just like the CV you write on Microsoft Word or any content you are displaying on your page, we normally have a header and a footer. So, supposing I write this header and I have some content inside this place, I want the user to know that this place is the header when the person comes. So what do I do? For commenting in HTML, what you do is you still use the tag you normally use, but after writing this opening tag, this less than sign, you insert this exclamation mark. I hope you are typing with me, all those who are following. So this exclamation mark. Then I want you to type dash twice, dash like this, type it again. VS Code completes this thing for me. Once I type 2 dash, it knows I'm about to comment. And whatever I write inside this place, it does not appear on the web page. Anybody who is looking at my website will not see it unless the person inspects it. I have shown you how to inspect before, but for those who are seeing it now, this is how you inspect a website. Any website at all, you can inspect the website and then see the codes they used in developing the website. So when you right-click on any free space on the website, just right-click and you see inspect. Click on inspect. Then you would see in the section here, when you click inside body, look at the comment here. The user knows that this is a comment, but the person will not see it on the web page. Maybe let me make a meaningful statement here so that you know what I'm talking about. The header section begins here. If you follow very well, you will see that it has changed. The header section begins here. So whoever comes here knows that header section begins here. And it's also good, I maybe copy this and paste it after the header section. Then I will write here, the header section ends here. Guys, at this point, I want you to unmute your mic. If you are following, just let me know you are following, please. Hope you are following. Am I communicating?
Yes, yes.
All right. Okay. All right. All right. Well, it seems only 2 persons here. Paul, it seems you're not here. Oluwakemi has been off for some time. Or you're back. Okay, no problem. At least I know some persons are paying attention to this point. Now, the content I should have for the header. Let me write a meaningful statement here. Let's write it as my portfolio website. But then you see it appear normally without any format, without being bold. without having any padding or margin. So we would need to write it with any tag. Whereas let's use the H3 tag to write it. So I cut it and write H3. Then paste the content. You would see it change my portfolio website. If you decide to write it using H1, you will see it gets bigger. All right. So that's how it is. My portfolio website appears. This is the effect of commenting. Dear friends, I enjoin you to always make comments while developing your web page. Oftentimes, after writing the header, the next thing I try to do is the main, use the main tag. So everything I do might be inside the main tag. In that case, I would have to comment that the main session begins here so that the user knows that this, or the person who is seeing my website knows that the main session begins here. This is about commenting. This is about commenting. Then after the main section, I will still say again that the main session ends here. The main session ends here. So everything I do within the context of the web page, I like putting it inside the main tag. So I've cut it already to make sure I paste it inside this space. Now I use this HR to show you how you can insert horizontal line on your page. I don't even need it. It's not necessary here. I've removed it. Okay. And there's no need showing you this inspection area here because you've seen the commenting I want you to see. So let me close this part so that you'll be seeing the entire web page display. All right, guys. Remember, the aim is still to talk about tags, elements, and attributes. Tags, elements, and attributes. You speak markup languages. You speak with the language that the browser will understand. So I expect that at this point that we are talking about elements and attributes or tags, first of all. I already told you that you should know that tags are these things that you see, those keywords you see that are inserted in between the less than sign and the greater than sign. That's it. Then the next thing is to tell you about attributes. Okay, remember elements. Elements are these things that from the beginning to the end of the closing tag. This, as I highlight, is a H1 element. Now, there are 1,001 elements or attributes or tags, 1,001 tags you are going to see in HTML while working on the web page. Step by step, we'll be encountering them. These are heading tags I've told you about. Another tag that looks like a paragraph is a span tag. Span, I mean S-P-A-N. Span tag. Span looks like paragraph. You could write something inside it. You could type and it appears the same way paragraph appears. It appears the same way paragraph appears. If you are working with me, coding along, my hobby no longer is, but my hobbies are coding, web development, reading. You know your own hobby and mine, and I think volleyball. Yeah. Okay. So that is it. So you could see it appear the same way that this lorem appeared. There are other types that you could also meet. For instance, strong. Strong will help you to make whatever you write to be bold. Here is an example of an element. Elements using the strong tag. You see both of them appearing as inline elements. That is it. But if I want the strong to begin in a new line, what do? I use the breaking tag, BR. And you will now see here is an example of an element using the strong tag appear in a different line. I hope you are following before we go into another one that may be more advanced. I hope you are following. At least we are still talking about tags. We are still talking about elements. When I delve into attributes, it might be more complex because we might be talking about a lot of attributes. A lot of attributes. Okay. Another tag I would want you to be aware of is the tag we use in making lists. Supposing you want to make a list of programming languages you want to study. Suppose you want to make a list of programming languages you want to study. Let's say we write it with H4 so that it becomes a heading for what you want to write. List of programming languages I want to learn. You could see it display on the web page. Now we begin with UL. UL means unordered lists. UL means unordered lists. You would see the difference between UL and another that is known as OL. We have OL. Until I type something inside it, you wouldn't know the difference between them. Now, there is a tag that is nested inside UL. Nested inside UL. So it does not stay on its own. You cannot just write it outside this UL. So it's always a child element of UL. And what is that tag? It is LI. LI is used for listing. So it's a listing tag. So once you begin to write, you could see this dot you are seeing here because it is an ordered list. So 1, Java. Then I press end. Press enter. LI again. Then use another language, maybe LI. Let another language be Python. Another programming language you might wish to learn. Use list again, LI. Let's say PHP. This is how they appear. Now let's go into the OL. Let's go into the OL. Is this user? You can mute yourself, please. All right. So in the OL, we'll still type again LI. Watch how it appears. It is now beginning with what? 1. So supposing what we want to write here is JavaScript. There is difference between Java and JavaScript. Both there are C programming languages, but they are different. Another one you might wish to learn, you know about Git. It's important you know about it. No, it's not a programming language. Then let's suppose you want to learn Kotlin. Suppose you want to learn this framework, React. So I just want you to see the difference. The ones that are on other lists are appearing in what you know in Microsoft Word as bullets. This is bullets and this is numbering. These are you can make lists. These are you can make lists. There are 1,001 tags. There are many other tags. All right. Now I was telling you about. Okay, let me not add another list. There's also another tag I would want us to talk about before we go into attributes. This is already past 4. At least by now we should have been talking about attributes, so that if we have questions, we can entertain questions and then answers. Now here I want to know about this tag EM. Whatever you type inside EM, just look at its output. What does it do? Please, who can tell me, whoever is seeing my screen, what's the effect of this EM tag? I want someone to answer. If you're seeing my screen and you're following, what's the effect of the EM tag?
It shows in italics.
All right, it italicizes the item that is inserted in it. Very good. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Who is it? Then another one, just like strong, we have B. Whatever you type inside B, you are seeing it, it makes it bold. So, why the other one is italicized, the B is bold. The V as well as strong tags, they are the same. They are similar. They are both inline elements. Now, maybe I also need to tell you the difference between block elements and inline elements. Now, I want you to notice something. When I typed H1, despite the fact that this line has not been filled, this other heading 1, okay, when I type my portfolio website, heading 1 ordinarily can still enter here. But because the tag I used in writing it, because this element is a block element, it does not allow this other element to come beside it. So now, I want you to understand, block elements, if you can take note, if you can write it down, block elements, there are those elements that do not accommodate other elements beside them on the web space, on the web page. Once you write it, once your element is displayed as block, another element cannot appear by its side. It cannot appear by its side. Another element cannot appear adjacent to it. So you can comment on it, what block element is, so that you know. When I am saying this, I mean you can write it down in a commented line by saying that block elements are those elements, so that it does not appear on your web page, but you are the one that knows that you wrote it. Now, for the way of comment, I want to teach you the shortcut for commenting. Whether you are on CSS, whether you are on JavaScript, whether you are on Python interface or this HTML, the shortcut for you to comment is Control plus // Control plus / on your keyboard. So once you press it, you see what it did. So it's not waiting for me to comment. I already pressed it and it's created this space for me to comment. I hope you are doing that now. So use that to write block elements. If you're not taking notes with your pen and paper, write block elements are those elements that do not allow other elements to appear on each side. Just do that. So complete it. All right. Now, inline elements, which you can see, example of inline elements is this EM, strong, span, B. Until I add BR tag here, until I add a breaking line here, you see my name is Gabitech now appears on the next line. It is this breaking tag that I use to break the line. If not, it will make this one to appear on its side. If I don't want to use this breaking tag, I can just call this element on the CSS, but we have not gotten to that point yet. And I will display that element as block. An inline element can as well be displayed as inline block or block. A block element can also be displayed as maybe inline, yes, or inline block or as flex. So we use that to change the display flow, the flow of the element on the web page. All right, that having been said, guys, now let's delve into attributes. Attributes. I will explain attributes using this tag I want to insert now. Remember, there is a tag under here that I have not talked about, img. I only told you that we use it to insert image on the web page, but how do we do it? Now, this is a tag. A tag is anchor tag. It is called anchor tag. What do we use it to do? We use it to link. So people see it as a linking tag. So maybe it was not given the name link, but it is anchor tag. So what does anchor do? If you are a seller, you should be familiar with the term anchor. Not the anchor of other types. People use it in different ways. You are anchoring a ship on a border. You tie it somewhere. You use anchor to tie, you tie something to a particular element. Now, using anchor in HTML, we use it to link a page to another page, a section to a page, or to link an image to a page, or to link a section to an image, or to some other interface. Without talking much, you can see its effect. I wrote A and pressed enter. It came up with this thing you are seeing here. Please, can someone read out what you are seeing here on the screen? Chiweze, can you read it out for me, please? Mark Victor.
This thing is ahref equal to.
All right. I only wanted you to read out this one without the A.
Okay.
Yeah, that is href.
Href equal to.
Okay, href.
Okay.
That's good. Thank you. Href. Now, this is known as hypertext reference. Hypertext reference. That's the meaning. Hypertext reference. So we use it to make reference to an element. We use it to make reference to another page. So when you open a website, for instance, the one I opened before, let me see if I can still get it. Okay, this website that you're seeing here. Normally, if I have anchor tag here, when I click on it, look at what it does. Maybe it's not able to locate it. Yes. So it's not able to locate it. Had it been able to locate the correct link this thing gives us, it will simply open it. But it has sought for it and it could not locate it. So whenever you see a page that is linked with anchor tag, when you hover on it, look at the base of that page. You will see the link where it is taking the person to. When you look at the base, you will see the link. So that is the way it works. All right, let's go back to where we were. Okay. All right, we are here now. Now, the href you are seeing here is an example of attribute. The href you are seeing is an example of attribute. Now, what is attribute? Attributes, they are said to give us more information about an element. Attributes, they give us more information about an element. HTML attributes provide additional information about HTML elements. Now, I want you to think of them like settings or properties that affect how an element behaves or is displayed. Let me repeat what I said now. Guys, I want you guys to think about it. Think about an attribute as settings or properties that affect how an element behaves or is displayed. Now, there are so many of them that are attributes. You don't need to cram them. You don't need to memorize them. Just constant use of these attributes will make you gain hands-on experience and knowledge about them. Now, it is also good you know, attributes, they always appear inside the opening tag of an element. They always appear inside the opening tag of an element. Don't forget these points. If you can write them down, please do. If you forget any point I made, please remind me. These are basic structures that you must know before you delve into bigger ones. You can't write a word without knowing the alphabets, because those words are made up of the alphabets. Okay, that having been said, I think we now give some examples of these attributes. Example is this one you're seeing here. It is written inside a. Someone's mic is still unmuted and it seems to be distracting. Please, I wish you mute your mic. All right. So this href, which I said it means hypertext reference. I'm going to ask somebody this question in our next class. Please don't forget it. It is usually the link, the right link where we expect the page to open for us. I would want you to create another page with me. Or rather, okay, we can use it to load image. And I already have image on this web page. I have about 2 images in my image folder. I have 2 images in this image folder. While I'm explaining attributes, I'm using this one. I'm using this source you are seeing here to explain it. So they provide more information about a HTML element, about an HTML element. This second one I see here is source. You are using this to load the source where the image is. Now, this alternate is alternative name, alternative word that could appear if the image is not loaded. For instance, I would write here, image, and it's also good for the browser for search engine optimization. All right, so image of a happy dog. I hope you will see that on the web page. This is it here. So Supposing if the image does not load, this right up, which is the alternative, will appear. Image of a happy dog. But then let me now load this image inside this place. One of the things I've said now about attributes is that it's always written inside the opening tag, and also it gives us more information about an HTML element. Another thing I want to say is that it comes with a name and a value. This is the name of the attributes. This is the value that you expect to put inside the quotation. So the value of that attribute is usually put inside this quotation mark you are seeing here. So, and for this one, I will put the source where this image I want to load, this happy dog. You are seeing when I hovered on that image, I could right click on it like this and copy part. If I copy part and paste it here, Ctrl V, you will see that image will appear on the web page. It should appear. If it is not loaded correctly, then we can load it using the right way by saying since it is in a different directory, what you normally do is to put double dot. I hope you are coding with me, double dot, then 1/. This slash will now make you to get the folders that are inside this big folder, developers. I want to get image, and it will open for me the content inside this image folder. What I want to get is this happy dog. I press it. Now watch. The dog should automatically display. Wow. The image of the dog I gave is actually given. A very happy dog. Now for this record, it's good you know. Images, they appear as big as they are until you resize them. Until you resize them. Remember that attributes, the definition I gave you about attributes is that they provide additional information about HTML elements, and I told you to think about them as settings or properties that affect how an element behaves or is displayed. Example of that is we can come here and add width to this image. When I write width, this width is an example of, remember you are doing it inside the opening tag. Of course, IMG, which is image tag, does not have a closing tag. It does not have a closing tag. Now, I want to maximize this page so that you see something. Now, this image is not even too big. Some images are usually big that they will go beyond this my screen size. This one is just maybe about 800 pixels. Yeah. So it does not go beyond my screen size. Of course, you can't see this image like this on smaller screen unless you decide to reduce the size, which is what I'm about to do now. So I already wrote here width. Maybe I decide to write 200. Watch how this image appears because I wrote 200. It's now smaller. It's now looking very concise. The page is no longer overflowing as it was. It can appear comfortably on a tablet. Yeah, and maybe on a mobile screen. Okay, maybe I decide to increase it to 400. Yeah, it will still be given as big as this. Wow, that is good. All right, now I'll show you how to load image on your page. At the end of this course, I'm going to give you an assignment whereby, let me not state it now, just pay attention till the end. Okay, so for this href that you are seeing here, I want us to load I want us to load this image. Maybe you might need to ask me how you're going to put image inside your image folder. Maybe you already have images. Maybe you do not, but I would want you to load images inside your image folder so that it will be easier for you to locate those images when you want to load it on your web page. Now, let's go back to this page. What I want to see here is, I want the user to see guide for today's class. I hope you are seeing it here. Guide for today's class. If you're not seeing it, maybe I will need to maximize it. Are you seeing it now? Yes. I hope you are seeing it. I already increased my screen size so that you see it. Now, anchor tags, which is a tag, it normally comes with default color that looks like blue and underline. It comes with this default color and underline, unless when you decide to remove it, the underline will not be there. The color will no longer be there. But it comes like that so that you know that it's an anchor tag. All right, let's go back to the normal screen size. So I want so that when you click on it, and another thing I want you to notice is that it is only on anchor tag that when you hover your mouse on it, you will see the hand as pointer. You will see the cursor showing a hand. Whose mouse is? Please, I want you to mute your mic, please. So if I hover on all other items on this page, if I hover on all other elements on this page, none of them shows a hand on it. Only this anchor tag. It shows that it is clickable. Now, when you click on it, it could give you, it lead you to some place. But now it will not load anything for me. Let me click on it. See, I'm still in the same page. It did not load anything for me because I have nothing inside it. Now, let me load the link. The link I want to load is the link where this image is. The link to this image. Now, let me load it by loading it as I load this image. Please mute your mic, whoever that is speaking on the background. Now, remember I used this double dot. I put the slash to get the image and then get this guide to today's class. Now, when I click on it, it should open it for me. Who is this person whose mic is? I want you to mute your mic, please. Whoever that is. Let me see. Emmanuel Peter, your mic is on. Emmanuel Peter, your mic is on. I already muted you. Okay. I still encourage you to keep paying attention, guys. Yeah, we are gradually drawing the curtain to a point where we will now open the floor for you to ask questions, and I will answer you. Now, you could see that I clicked on it. Let me go back. Good. The link can now open this place for me. What if I don't want to open it on this same page? What do I do? Because it is opening on the same page. So what do? I'll go inside this anchor tag and add another attribute. Remember, anchor tags are added inside the opening tags. Never you add your anchor tags inside the closing tags. It will not work. Now, what I want to add here is target. This target is an attribute that will help me to choose either blank, parent, self, top. For you to open it in a different page, you need to choose blank. So when I choose blank, I press enter. Once I reload this page, it will no longer open in the same page for me. Look at the example of what I'm showing you. This page is no longer the same with the way it was before. is no longer the same. All right. So let me increase this and locate the page where we are. So this is the page where we are. This is the page that it opens. Before, I didn't add blank. And once I click on it, it opens in that same page. Okay, let's go to the next thing. I minimize it now. And then I will give you a whole lot of other attributes that you need to know. Normally, you could use these attributes to load if you know the correct link to Google. Maybe you write, and here you are writing Google page. You will now write here www.google.com. If this is a good and a known URL, it will open the link for you. But what the user will be seeing is Google page. Now, another one you can say is, let's say, www.facebook.com. And you are writing what the user will see. It's only in between that the user will see whatever thing you've written. So Facebook page. You are seeing it. Man, anchor tags is good, you know, are inline elements. Unless I add BR here, that's only when this will begin in another line. You are seeing it. So but let me still leave it. Let all of them be in the same line. No problem. Now, the next thing I would want us to know before we go to the question part is some other attributes that you need to know that you must make use of in the course of our work. We have attributes. Anyway, there's no need mentioning them now, or even if I mention them, if you don't write them down, you may not remember it until you use them, until you begin to use them. Example, you could see we've used href, we've used src. Now, what does src mean? src means source. src means source. So it contains the direct source, uniform resource locator, where the content you want to load is. Okay. Another one is ID. We shall be talking about ID very soon, maybe in the course of our next class. Maybe I can still use it here since I have two H1. Yeah, I have this H1 here. Let me differentiate this one with ID. So when I write ID and I press enter, it comes with the ID and then the value for the ID. The value I want to give here is header. And when naming your ID, ID means identification. Identification. When giving a name or giving the value for this identification, you don't add space. If you add space, it's going to be two. It means two identity name, and it cannot have two identity name. Instead of you to give it with space, you add hyphen. So header logo or header text, whichever it is, header text. Now, let me name this other one with ID as well, because all of them are H1. All of them are H1. And when I want to style it in the CSS, once I call H1, every H1 on this web page will answer. But what differentiates them is the ID that I'm giving to them, or the class. Now, class is another attribute. Class means classification. ID means identification. Now, we use class to classify. It works almost the same way ID works. ID is more direct. Now, I want you to see class and ID as a differentiating name. Supposing in this group, in this Zoom hall, and I guess we have two Gabriels here. Okay, there is a chat here. Okay, Oluwakemi, seems you're just joining back. Yeah, welcome back. So we have two Gabriels here, and I'm seeing two Akirele here. Now, supposing we have two similar names, or three or four, there should be something that differentiates one person from the other person, and that is the identity or the classification. That thing that differentiates the other makes the person unique, and that's the identity. That's the identification or classification. Yes, in biology, you talk about, animals. Yes, there is different classification of species of animals. That is what it does here. So when we use class, it is an attribute that helps us to classify different elements on the web page. Now I want to name this one with the class name hero text. Now, when I want to style it in the CSS, I would want to call this one directly with hero text, and it will answer. I will call this one with header text, and it will answer. Please remind me in the next class, in case I do not do it, to show you how we can style each of our texts, how we can call a class and style it, and how we can call an ID and style it. However, I would want you even to study ahead. Show me if you were able to do it on your own. So call a class name or an ID name. Give it a style in your CSS. If you're able to do it after watching the video that we meant for the next class, kudos to you. And I'll be glad to see you do it. All right. So moving on to the next one. Other attributes that you will come across in the context of this class. Some other they include title. I don't want to press enter. I just want you to be seeing what I'm typing so that you'll be seeing it. We have style. Now, style is an attribute. We use it for inline styling. We use it for inline styling. And for this very tutorial, I'm going to use it here. So maybe I wasn't supposed to use it, but let me use it now so that you see its effects. Now, let me style this by saying style. I press enter. It comes with these options you are seeing here. Which of these styles? These are the different styling options that come with style attributes. Which of these style do I want? Is it display? Is it height? Is it width? Is it border? I would also want you to explore these options. If you check display, there are different options of display. Do you want to display it as block, inline, none, and so on? If you check on height, you could add different heights to it. You check on width, border, and so on. For this very tutorial, I want to add background color so that you notice it. All these colors have already appeared because I'm working with VS Code. That is why these autocomplete options are coming. So I have this to add. You could see the effects. If this color is not obvious, I can change it to maybe red. No matter what, red will be very obvious. So let it end here for now. That is for styling. Another one is name. Another is value. Let me keep writing name, value, placeholder, type, etc. Guys, okay, just know that. So these are some of the title, name, value, placeholder type. Remember, we already used other ones such as SRC, href, which is hypertext reference. So those are the ones that we add them to make some changes on how our elements on the web page behaves or are displayed. All right. Now, the next thing I would also want you to know is that in these attributes, we have global attributes. Are you hearing that for the first time? We have global attributes. What do they mean? The global attributes are some of them that I already mentioned here. ID, class, style, title. They can be used on any HTML element. That is why they are global attributes. I'm going to ask this question at the end, and I'm taking notes. Of course, at the end of this course, there will be also exam. I'm not using an exam to frighten you, but it's just for you to take notes so that you don't forget it so easily. You don't throw away this knowledge that you are dedicating your time to gain. Okay? So, I would ask, what are global attributes? There are those attributes that can be used on any HTML elements. Example of these global attributes include ID, class, style, title. How do we even use title? Let me use it here because, as I said, they can be used on any HTML element. This LI is a HTML element. This is the effect of adding title attributes, not title tag. Pay attention. This is a title tag. I hope you are looking at my screen now. This title now is a title tag. I'm talking about title attributes, gentlemen. Okay, so, and ladies anyway. Okay, so this is title attribute I want to add here. The value for this title, I want it to show me React framework. How do you know the effect of the title attributes? You know it when you hover on an element where you added it. It will appear. Just watch what happens. I'm hovering on JavaScript, nothing happens. On Git, nothing happens. On Kotlin, nothing happens. Now, let me hover on React. I hope you now see it. React framework. React framework. So you use it to add such effect so that when a user hovers on an element, he or she sees the title that is made for that element. All right. That is to say the first important note you need to take about attributes. Now, I also want you to know that some attributes are specific to certain elements. Some attributes are specific to certain elements. They are not global. I hope you understand that. So they are specific to certain elements. And example is these two that I've used here, href and SRC. Href cannot be used inside this place. I can't begin to type href and it will be effective here. It doesn't make sense here. It is only used within the context of anchor tag. Within the context of anchor tag. SRC is used only within the context of maybe image and video. Image and video. When we use the video tag, how to insert video on our page, you will see it also come up, SRC. So you use here to load the link where the video is, but I have no video yet. I would also want you to use it to load video on your own page. So in fact, on the web page, videos are usually loaded to make sure they are muted. They are muted. They are also made to continue playing. That is autoplay. They are set on autoplay. Now, this is one of the assignments I'm going to give to you at the end of this course. I hope I don't forget all the assignments I have in mind because I want to keep you busy within this weekend. I know you have other engagements, but if you prioritize this very course that you have taken, I bet you will not regret it. So prioritize it by doing the task that will be given to you, and then you will share it with me. I will show you how you're going to share the assignments. It is a compulsory assignment. At least for the next class, I expect that you all are going to do it. I'm going to drop it in the chat box as well as in the group WhatsApp. Okay. That assignment is you're going to load a video on your web page, on the portfolio web page, a very short video that will autoplay and that will loop. It will continue playing without stopping. Even when it's finished playing, even if it is a short clip of 30 seconds, let it continue playing. Let it have no sound, so it should be muted. You can make your research on how to do this, all right? So I want to see your impact, that you are really reading and studying ahead and watching the tutorials, the videos that are meant for this course. Okay, I just have 4 minutes more so that I wrap up this class and then give room for your questions and answers. Okay, the next one for these attributes is that we have Boolean attributes. Boolean attributes. Boolean attributes. They do not need any value. They do not need any value. Their presence matters a lot. Their presence matters a lot. For instance, there is this tag. Maybe I was waiting to use it sometime later, but maybe I'm going to use it here under this H1 so that I'll use it to explain what I mean by Boolean attributes. When I told you about impute some attributes, I use type. Look at this type. I'm using it here now. It comes automatically when you use input box or input element. When you insert input on your element, it comes with this attribute, which is type. Look at where I am so that you don't get confused, please. Let me make sure it is obvious. So it comes like this. Input type, it is text. This input can as well be changed to checkbox. See how it appears. When I click on it, it is checked. But if I could add a Boolean attribute by saying, let it be checked. Let it be checked. Look at it. Watch what happens on the page. So even without clicking on it, it is by default checked. It is by default checked. Now let me add another one, input that comes with this type, text. Let this one be input type radio. Let you see how it's going to appear, radio. Now watch how it is. When I click on it, it is because it is active. It is active. I could add an attribute to it by saying disabled. I want to disable it. I don't want it to be active for the user to type anything. Look at, the user can't even click on it. Sometimes it is done like this so that when it is disabled, it will be enabled using JavaScript. At a certain point, it will be enabled. All right. Finally, let me just say this. Why do you think attributes are important on the web page? Because they are important, and that's why I've stressed so much on it like this. I've taken more time to explain attributes because they are very much important on the web page. Attributes are important because they help us to define how elements behave. One, where a link should go, what image to display, the video we want to insert on the web page, how inputs behave in a form, how elements interact with CSS and JavaScript. All right. It's exactly 10 minutes to 5. And I want you to take note of this assignment. Please take this seriously. I would want you to do it and do it very well. Do it with every seriousness that it deserves. The dedication it should be given. Now, in our next class, we shall be talking about CSS, basic CSS, and then typography. Basic CSS and typography. Basic CSS and typography. The video for this course is also on the playlist. You may have watched it, you may not have watched it. I will also drop the link in the group WhatsApp so that you follow up. Watch it and get ready for the next class. Now, today we've been able to achieve what this is all about. We've been able to achieve what tags are, basic structure of a HTML, elements, tags, and attributes. We've been able to introduce HTML. We've been able to build a basic HTML page. And this is the point where I'm summarizing the class. So, telling you already is that in our next class, we shall be talking about typography and basic CSS. So, you should be able to know what that means, what CSS means, and then what typography is all about if you make your research and if you watch the video. Now, for the assignment I already told you that you're going to do, please, I want you to create a personal page. Please pay attention at this point. It's very important. Create a personal page. That is a portfolio website. Right. Using any heading tag. Using any heading tag. Welcome to my portfolio website. Use paragraph to talk about yourself. Use paragraph to talk about yourself. Insert a video, whether it's a video of about you or not. Insert a video using the video tag. Insert an image showing yourself. One thing I would want you to add in that image is make sure that your images is not like my own. What I mean is that it does not have sharp edge like this. Make it to have, curved edges. Curved edges. I want you to learn how you do it. That could be done with CSS, whether it is inline, internal, or external CSS. When you watch the video that I'm going to post in the group, you'll be able to know how to do it. I'll be glad if you do this and I'm saying now. Maybe I should go ahead and write it down so that you will follow it. Okay. Where do I go write it? But then let's create it here. Using section. Now for the section I want to say, using H1, H2. Assignments. All right. It should be showing here. So in that assignment, I want to use UL. Now, create a portfolio website. A portfolio, let me write it very well. A portfolio website. This should be in just the same line. Okay. Inside the portfolio website you are creating, ensure that you do what? Let me not forget all the things I told you to do. Use a heading tag, another LI. use a heading tag to insert welcome to my portfolio website. Another LI, use the paragraph tag. You should know paragraph tag by now to tell us about yourself. To tell us about yourself. Then another one I say you should do is load a video on to the page. Making sure that it is muted, looped, and autoplayed. All right. Then load an image of yourself. An image of yourself. Making sure that it has curved edges. Okay. All right. Now, finally, I hope this person who is speaking is following what I'm writing. Finally, add a link tag to load to this class. All right, at this point, if you have any question, you can ask. If you think there's anything difficult in what I asked you to do from this assignment, just let me know. Maybe before I open the floor for you to ask your question, I want to tell you about this tag known as button so that you can use it as well. Look at how button appears until you write something inside it. I want to say click here. This is it. So buttons are clickable if you add anchor tag inside them. Buttons are clickable if you add anchor tags inside them. And that is what I would want you to do for that last one I said finally. So anchor tag, I want you to load today's class. Today's class is index.html. Now, what the user should see is, okay, click here. Now you see it is clickable. If I click on it, it will load today's class for me. If you click on it, it will load today's class for me. That is it. It took me to the first page. It loads today's class for me. So I would want yours to appear like this in the portfolio website I want you to create. All right. Thank you guys for paying attention, rapt attention even to this moment. I'm very much happy that I have you guys here on this space. All right. Turn on your mic, say your mind, your comments, and ask questions if you wish to. Okay.
Thank you very much for the class. Can you hear me?
Okay. Oluwakemi, I found out you didn't continue along the line. All right, you're most welcome.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
I can hear you.
Sorry, I was yes. I had to leave class briefly, but it wasn't even brief. It was up to 40 minutes because I had engagement I couldn't avoid. So I had to
Okay.
quickly come in. But I hope we get the video to rewatch or replay after the class.
All right. Okay. Seems Emmanuel. Okay, Emmanuel, Peter, Paul. Any questions? Gabriel Akerele, I haven't heard you talk, at least recently. You've been active all the while. Yeah, the class is recorded. There is another Emmanuel. Is it the different Emmanuel from Emmanuel Peter? Okay, yeah, different Emmanuel. This is
There are
also
two Emmanuels.
all right. The second Emmanuel, can you also introduce yourself? Because I know I didn't notice your presence in the previous class. Can you unmute your mic and speak? Emmanuel, not Emmanuel Peter now. Okay, so Chima, I hope you followed till the end. Emmanuel Peter, I know your mic is okay. So Chima, you are speaking. Sorry, go on.
Yes, I'm trying to ask a question. When we add the link to today's class, where exactly is the link supposed to be to?
I didn't get you very well, please.
Like, it's not the assignment today, but thank you very much for the class. My network was bad, so at some point I was not following. But this assignment you just gave us,
Okay.
can you hear me? The
I can hear you.
last part you said we should add a link. You said we should add a link part to know today's class.
Yes.
So I'm asking, like, where exactly will the link lead to? Is it like the what we did today on our own, like
Yes,
I'm
what
beginning
you
to
did today
understand?
on your own, what you did today while following what I'm doing. What you did today
Oh,
while following what I'm doing. Because I would want to see on your dashboard that you did the assignment, that you followed today's class. And then when I click that link you added, you should be able to show me that's your class, the class you took while doing what I'm doing. Yep, so that is it.
all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Emmanuel. Okay,
Yeah.
Emmanuel, go on.
Good afternoon, Mr. Gabi, my able instructor.
Mr.
I,
Emmanuel, you're
I was the
welcome.
one. I was one chatting with you this morning.
Okay.
Honestly, I really love your class. I love your patience. At least you've taken far by actually attending to me personally, which I really appreciate. I want to thank you very much for it. You can see I've just even entering this class. Last week I missed the class, maybe by virtue of my work, and I'm just rushing to come and join the class. And I've just entered when you are given assignments. So thank God that you said it's really, thank God that you said it's being recorded. Actually, I know some things about website development, but I've been using what do you call it?
WordPress.
What do you call this? What do you call this thing now? So sorry, I'm even.
You mean WordPress?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So I've been using WordPress. So I just wanted to learn the coding aspect, but unfortunately, this timing, you already made the timing, the program when another engagement came up. I just want to appear, especially this Friday, if it is possible, this 3 to 5, if it can be shifted a bit. Some of us I'm in Lagos actually, and you know Lagos is very hectic in the traffic so much. So if we can shift it from like 4 to 6, shift it a bit down, so that at least I'll have the opportunity. I don't know if it will suit all the participants, but if not, I really don't know how I can cope. But I believe with it based on my background and knowledge of it. So I
Okay.
really thank you, and I'm actually enjoying. So that's my own contribution to it at the moment. Thank you very much, Mr. Gavin.
You are most welcome, Emmanuel. So, Emmanuel Peter, your mic is on. You want to say something? Okay, no problem. Gabriel Akirele, Oluwalowo Paul. Are you still here? And who has the name user? I have actually said it before. You could do me the good to change your name so that I could know you and address you properly. So please, you are the one having your name as user. I wish you can rename yourself for clarity. Okay. I think in the absence of any other question, comments, or confusion, we are drawing the curtain at this point. Once more, I encourage you. Web development is not a path that you just give up so easily. And I'm glad some of you that followed last week are also here. Some who were not there last week are here. I encourage you to keep it up. Whatever knowledge you are gaining today, whatever skill you are adding, it is to your own benefit. I'll be the happiest person to see you progress because you gained a hands-on skill from Edenite Technologies, and I was your tutor at the moment. Okay, thank you. Do have a grace-filled weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Do well to do the assignment.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
So the recordings, can we get this posted, please?
All right, you get that from the company later.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you, our tutor.
Gabi Tech, Kemi, you're most
Yes,
welcome.
sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I didn't want to murder it.
No problem.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. You have a nice day.
You too, sir.